I am who I am because of all that happened to me, and all I've looked forward to experience, present, future, and past. And the past may have just taught me an important lesson now. Oh, finally! Act 4. Wow. Motion. Form, perspective, motion. Okay. Alright, we got it. Ugh. Time to get up. Sound of my alarm is an unwelcome intrusion on a sleep that's been a battle to obtain. I doubt I've truly been asleep more than an hour or two. Too much on my mind. Did I make the right choice leaving the house yesterday? Did I manage to get Emmy to realize how unreasonable she's been? Am I ever going to manage to get her to stop being so unreasonable? Emmy's mom gave me a new perspective the other day, but I'm still not quite sure it's the right perspective. She was hurt when I left yesterday, too. I know that part of any conversation is going to have to include an apology about that. Right thing to do or not, I heard her. I hurry down to the track, eager to talk to Emmy. I think I know what to say. Apologize for leaving first and go ahead from there. Unless, of course, Emmy doesn't show up. Which, from the looks of things, seems like it's the case. It's been about 15 minutes since I got here and there's no sign of her. She's never late unless she's sick, which is unlikely. She probably just doesn't want to see me right now. Take my mind off what that implies. I begin my warm-up routine and take off around the track. Clears my mind wonderfully. For the half hour I'm running, I don't think anything about the run. However, once I've finished, and Emmy still hasn't shown up, I get a little worried. With any luck, the nurse will know where she is. If nothing else, I can see what he thinks I should do next. So, last night didn't go too well, I take it. Huh? You already know. I have my ways, and it's not as if I'd missed the distinct absence of your running partner this morning, well, would I? No, I suppose not. So, what happened? Don't you know already? Maybe, but I could be bluffing. Perhaps I'd prefer to get your side of the story before I give any advice. I quickly fill in the nurse on the events of last night, and he takes it in, all without changing expression once. Nothing about the whole event seems to surprise him, although he does seem surprised when I say that I didn't follow Emmy. Chose to talk to her mom instead, huh? Smart move. Though I guess it didn't work out too well for you in the end. Well, I'm not sure. Emmy seemed apologetic when I left, or at least she seemed that until she put up her defenses again. The nurse sighs and spreads his hand in a conciliatory gesture. Frankly, I'm surprised she let them down at all. Emmy's had a lot of practice on that score. You probably won't get anything else out of her. I don't believe you. Is that so? You think she'll tell you the whole tale? I'd swear I just saw the nurse's eyes glitter a little. His expression is the same, but he leans forward ever so slightly. I think she'll open if I ask her without being an idiot about it, yeah? The nurse gives his enigmatic smile in response, and shrugs widely. I think he's enjoying his role a little too much. Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? Are you sure you know the right way to approach the subject? I can guarantee that Emmy's gonna try her hardest to pretend last night didn't happen. It'll be painfully awkward for the both of you, but it'll also be a lot safer than trying to ask her for the whole story again. Could go worse this time. Are you ready for something like that? Sounds like a challenge. Like he doesn't believe for a minute that I'd be so bold. I actually feel a little insulted by his lack of confidence in me. Of course I'm ready for that, I love her. My outburst gives a raised eyebrow in response. Well then. Good luck. Let me know how it all turns out. Though he delivers his parting shot with the same smirk as usual, I actually think the nurse wants me to succeed. I resist the urge to charge directly to Emmy's room to prove the nurse I'm wrong. To prove the nurse wrong. Not I'm wrong. I'm right. I've gone in half-cocked before, and the results were less than stellar. If I'm going to do this, I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to say. And how I'm going to say it. Something to think about in class. Sure enough, by the time lunch rolls around, I think I have a good enough idea of what I can say. I can do this! Bell rings, and I grab my lunch and dash up the stairs, eager to be there first. I'll need to ask Rin to leave, and then I'll need to... Hi, Hisao. Sorry I wasn't able to run with you this morning. I overslept. Somehow, both Emmy and Rin managed to get to the rooftop before me. No, that's no problem. Last night was kind of draining, I guess. An expression doesn't alter in the slightest. Yeah, sorry about that, but I had such a weird morning since then. Oh, really? Emmy proceeds to make small talk for the rest of the time. I could barely manage to get a word in edgewise, and soon find myself interjecting with a sort of back-and-forth dialogue that seems to have defined our early relationship. I'm not going to get anywhere on this problem during lunch, obviously. I can respect that. And he obviously doesn't want to accidentally pull Rin into things, and that's fine. Not that I think Rin would notice, but I can at least respect that sort of rationale. I'll try a different tactic. Hey, Emmy, what are you up to after class? I always think we could go somewhere for dinner or something. Emmy looks genuinely remorseful. Sorry, Hisao.
I promised the track captain that I'd stick around after practice and help some of the other kids with their form. It'll have to be some other time.
Yeah, sure. Honestly, not sure what to do now. Maybe diving into things the day after would be a bad idea anyway. She might still be angry about it and just not showing it. Besides, if she's got track team responsibilities, that's fine, right? I tell myself some variation of this theme the next day. Then the next. I wake up, run with Emmy, during which she refuses to talk about anything but the run and what she was doing the night before. And then lunch, where we sit and make small talk until the bell rings. Her new responsibilities effectively keep me from seeing her outside of school. Maybe, just maybe, I'm letting it happen because it's safer this way, just like the nurse said. Except, well, it may be safer. I'm feeling more and more wretched. Emmy doesn't look good when I see her anymore. Dark circles look under her eyes. She seems more and more distracted, and I can't bring myself to just ask what's wrong, because the timing never seems right. I'm absolutely miserable. Did I just finish the... Oh, no. God. Thank God. Thank God. Oh. I was about to say, did I just finish the game with a neutral end? That would be really bad. Not bad, per se, but neutral. Another lunch comes. I trudge up the stairs to the rooftop like a condemned man. Rinna's up there, but Emmy is not. Immediately I worry that something's happened to her. Maybe lack of sleep finally made her collapse or something worse. She seemed pretty tired after our morning run. Maybe she fell asleep and didn't even make it to class. Hey, Rin, where's Emmy? In response, I get a rather penetrative look from Rin, and something approaching a frown appears on her face. Is that information really important? I think so. She's usually here with you, isn't she? I don't know. I have no way of being sure. I can confirm that she is, in fact, usually here with you when I come up. Well, she isn't now. Does that worry you? Kind of. Okay. I thought she was gonna get, like, angry at me or something. That would have been weird. That seems to end the conversation, and the point becomes moot anyway, because Emmy bounds through the door with her usual energy. Hisao was kind of worried about you, Emmy. I don't think he can decide. Or maybe I just don't believe him. But I think I'm gonna go somewhere less awkward now. Wow. Thanks, Rin. I'm so surprised by Rin being suddenly forward about, well, anything at all, that I merely watch her head through the door. Emmy is similarly surprised and colors slightly crimson as she stares open-mouthed at me. It occurs to me that I should probably say something, if only to break the awkward silence that has suddenly descended. It's because she wasn't here yet. I was worried about it. Why? You're usually here, so I was worried that something had happened to you. This isn't the first time I've been late, you know. Did you get worried all the other times, too? Not really. I seem slightly amused by this. I don't know why. That kind of pisses me off. So, why was this time an exception? Maybe it's the light, teasing tone of the question, but something in the response pushes me to be honest. I can't help snapping at it when I say it. Because you've been worrying me since dinner at your house, that's why. Well, now it's out in the open, and Emmy's eyes are wide. It looks like she wants to bolt, but she doesn't. Ah, it's still on that, I see. What? You think I'm supposed to forget about it? You threw me out of your house. We've been going on for almost a week pretending it never happened. I didn't see you bring it up either, you know. I know. I'm sorry that was the case. We have to address it, or we'll just keep this, whatever it is we've got right now. It's killing me to look at you how you look right now. Did you know that? Those circles under your eyes and that distracted look at them. I can't help worrying that I've caused it somehow. You haven't. Trust me. Well, I haven't helped either. I keep pushing you to tell me things you aren't ready to tell me. Maybe I was wrong to try and get your mother to help me out. But I've been so worried about you that I didn't know what else to do. Well, you don't have to worry about me anymore, okay? I think it's pretty clear we're not right for each other. So maybe we should just stop. Her face is twisted up as she says this. Like she doesn't want to say it, but forces herself to anyway. You don't actually want to do that. Heck, you can barely bring yourself to say it. Anyway, it won't keep me from worrying about you. I care too much about you to just stop on command. You want to tell me what's wrong? That's fine, but I won't stop trying to help you, even if it's just standing by you.
Stop saying that!
She's shaking now, and as she looks at me, I can see she's afraid and frustrated, and a million different things all at once. I shake my head slowly and take a few steps towards her. You know what your mom told me? She told me that you'd never ask for help, because you know that you're strong enough to get through anything on your own. But that's not the full story, is it? Her eyes go wide, and she takes a step back. I keep going, because I think I finally figured it out. Something tells me I won't get another shot. I put it off far too long as it is. There's no harm in having someone to help you. Unless you're worried about needing help in the first place. You're scared, aren't you? Because of... I trail off. Because I don't know what for certain happened to Emmy's father. I don't want to jump to a conclusion. Well, never mind why, but it's okay to be afraid. You've been running from it, and from me for so long. Even though you know eventually you have to turn around and face your fear. I'm going to be there to help you when you do. I won't stop, because I don't think you'd want me to. You can understand that sort of determination, can't you? I can see that I've gone through to her, but she quickly falls back to anger to try and push me away again.
Back on your white charger, Hisao. Gotta help the poor cripple face her emotional problems. What do you know about me, and about what I've already had to face? You think 2 months of learning to walk again was fun, but I did it, and after that I had to...
For a moment, it seems as if she's going to say something else, but she cuts herself off. And after all that, you don't think you can get past your fear. Emmy, I can't fathom what you've been through, but to come through it and still be the sort of girl that you are, well, it makes me think you have even more strength than you think. So I'm not going to help you because I don't think you need rescuing. I don't want to be a knight rescuing the damsel in distress, but even knights helped each other out, you know. I want to help you, even though I know you can do it on your own. For a moment, it looks like Emmy's going to break down completely, but she doesn't. Tears run down her face, but she stares at me steadily.
Why are you trying so hard to help me?
I'd say it's because I owe you one for helping me out when we first met, but that wouldn't be the truth. Truth is, I just want you to be happy because I love you. Have I ever said that before? We've been in a relationship and it's been pretty obvious that I love her. Did I actually ever speak the words?
What did you say?
I say it again. Saving me the feeling of being able to say it at all. Being able to say it and mean it. Emmy seems stunned. I said I love you, Emmy. I love you. Just you. And that makes me want to stand by you. No matter what you have to face. I'm wrapped in a fierce hug then, as Emmy begins to sob against my chest.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about everything, but I'm scared, Hisao. I'm so scared of losing you. I love you too, but I can't lose you. I'm so sorry.
I hold her quietly, shushing her until she settles down. She steps back a little more composed.
Will you come with me tomorrow, back to my house? There's some things I need to show you, if I'm gonna do this.
Of course. Maybe this time we can leave together instead of separately? Emmy grins, a sudden flash of brightness that seems more genuine than anything I've seen in the past week.
Yeah, maybe.
Lunch bell rings, and I curse the universe's poor sense of timing. Are you free tonight? We can talk more then, right? Emmy shakes her head.
Sorry, Hisao. Still out helping the track team. Plus, I don't think it would be a good idea if we talked this over tonight. I'm gonna be too tired to think properly. I don't want to be able to tell you everything without screwing it up. You can wait, right?
Even now, there's a bit of fear in her voice. I smile and rest a hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
I'll be waiting. Emmy gives me a quick kiss before she heads for the stairwell.
Thanks, Hisao. See you tomorrow morning.
Wouldn't miss it. For the world. I don't think there's much of a world left besides Emmy. I head down the stairs with the feel of her lips on mine, suddenly aware of how much I've missed that sensation. I'll have to remember to thank Rin for getting us to talk to one another. Although it's possible she won't even realize what she's done. Still, if not for her, I doubt I'd ever be able to confront Emmy again. I guess I need more help than I realized. Tomorrow, however, I need to stand alone through whatever Emmy's trying to work herself up to doing. I'll be up to the task, I hope. Here we go. Are we going to be on the bus, or are we going to be at our house, or are we going to wake up in the morning? One of the two, one of the three is going to happen. I'm interested to know which. Are we at our house? On the bus? Waking up in the morning. Okay. Do we oversleep? The morning sun is bright through my open window, and the sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge that I at least got another chance with Emmy. If I can just keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I'll find out what's been eating her recently. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete, and certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I'd much prefer to have her tell me herself. Although I can't help remembering the nurse warning that I might not like what she has to say. Do I really need to know that badly? Yeah, we kinda do. What if it's something awful that makes me repulsed by her? Can I really say that I'm prepared to handle whatever she has to say, regardless of what it is? Emmy said she wanted to tell me without screwing up. What the hell did she mean by that? What's there to screw up? Well, there's not much use worrying about it, though. I'll find out today. It occurs to me that I really, really need to run this morning, to clear my head if nothing else. Is she even here? Oh, hey! Emmy's waiting for me as promised, looking a little haggard, but otherwise bright and cheerful, much more than any previous day of the week.
Hisao, you're late!
Wipe my hand dismissively. Nonsense, you're just early. Emmy grins back, and it feels like we're finally back where we should be with one another. Except now Emmy, not just me, wants to take another step forward, although part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second.
Hurry up and stretch, Hisao, I don't want to miss the bus.
Bus?
I wanted you to come back to my house, remember? And I promised Mom we'd be there in time for lunch, so I wanted to hurry.
You only start, huh?
It's more for my mom's benefit than anything.
So, have we even had class at all? Is today a day we have class? Is it the weekend? I don't know. Nothing's been happening with Muto, the science club, anything. Well, that's okay. I unsuccessfully try to guess what Emmy has planned, shortly before realizing that it doesn't matter that much to me. I quickly go through my warm-up routine while Emmy bounces impatiently from one foot to the other. She really does seem to want to get to moving as soon as possible. Alright then. It runs over so quickly I can hardly believe I haven't fallen over dead afterwards. Emmy set a blistering pace, and I, in my foolishness, kept up with her. Well, until the last few laps. Had to slow down just in case, but I don't mind. And Emmy's waiting patiently for me when I finish. As patiently as she can wait anyway.
Finished? Good, come on!
Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse's office. You seem in a hurry, Emmy. Trying to catch the early bus?
Yeah, I told Mom I'd be back for lunch.
Well, I'll take care of you first then.
But Hisao's gotta come with me too.
Nurse raises a single eyebrow at the statement and peers at the two of us searchingly. Really? Today, huh? Emmy's response is a nod, followed by a surprisingly shy grin. Oh, well then, we'll make this quick. Emmy enters the nurse's office and I patiently wait outside for her to be finished, wondering just why the nurse seemed to be surprised by Emily's declaration. I'm guessing today is the day of the accident. I feel like I'm missing out on some joke with the significance of today. Wow, you're dumb. Hisao, I'm sorry, you are. Beyond the fact that it's clearly significant in some way, of course. True to his word, the nurse has Emmy out of his office surprisingly quickly, and I take her place after promising to meet up at the front gate. The nurse takes my pulse and listens for a bit. Your heart's beat faster than usual. Been pushing yourself again, have you? Well, Emmy seemed in a rush to get through the run, so... I'm not surprised. Today is rather important to her, you know. I suspected that could be the case, but I have no idea why that's the case. You're so dumb, Hisao! She hasn't told you. Interesting. So you're not going to tell me either, then? No, I'm not. I suspect that Emmy has her own plan of her explaining today to you. And I don't want to mess with that. You'll find out soon enough, so what's the rush? No, as far as your heart. I would take it easy for the rest of the day. No spontaneous raises or anything like that, got it? Got it. She won't have her running legs on anyway, right? No, but if you think something like that's gonna stop her. Good point. I don't think it'll be much of an issue today of all days, but still. If he's trying to reassure me, he's doing a terrible job. I'm quickly becoming more and more worried about what today could be for. Like suddenly finding out Emmy's in a cult or something. You're so dumb, Hisao. Why? At the same time, if today is such a big deal and Emmy wants me to be with her for it, then maybe she really does want me to go closer to her. Maybe this will be the answer to all the riddles, to the sleepless nights and the sun moon swings. Either way, I barely remember to thank the nurse before taking out as quickly as I dare from my room to get a shower and throw on some decent looking clothes. If today is as important as it seems to be, I should dress appropriately. Emmy, of course, proves me wrong as soon as I've reached the front gate, wearing her usual shirt and shorts. So, at least I know it's not a terribly formal affair, whatever it is.
You're early, Sal.
Not as early as you were. Eager, are we? Emmy cheekily pokes out her tongue. The bus stop isn't very crowded this hour, which seems to please Emmy, and we end up relaxing a little as we wait. We sit in silence for a while, but I can tell that Emmy's trying to work herself up to say something. Also, wait, in Hanako's route, we took the bus all the time. Why did we not care about it then? I don't have anything to say myself, so I sit waiting for her to talk. It doesn't take too long.
So, I'm sure you're curious as to why the nurse thought it was so weird for me to be bringing you along today.
It was a bit, yes, but if you're not ready to tell me... Emmy stops my sentence by placing a finger on my lips.
Don't tempt me, Hisao. I want to tell you this, but I'm just uncertain as to how to go about it. I don't want to keep delaying or deferring. I just want to be able to say it.
So say it.
You know that's not going to be that easy for me, Hisao.
So treat it like running. Warm up to it with something small and easy, and go from there. But don't do it too fast, okay? I'm patient, man. I can wait for you to get through it. Emmy seems to consider my words, weighing them against what is probably a desire to get it over with. I'll admit, as much as I keep telling Emmy to take her time, I wouldn't mind her getting it over with either. But somehow I know that Emmy probably needs more time than the bus ride will provide to get it all out, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe you're right. The bus stop probably isn't the best place for this anyway. But just to make sure that I don't go back my word, I'll at least say this to you.
She takes a deep breath, lets it out, and after a moment says in a low voice,
We're gonna see my dad today.
Oh no, I remember everything now. That one sentence, I remember everything. Wow. The words hang in the air, and I can see that Emmy's afraid that I'll panic and disappear in response, which a part of me almost wants to do. But it would be stupid of me to back out, or to suddenly abandon the promise I made to be there for Emmy when she needs me. Nurse thought it was so weird for her to bring me along today. She doesn't bring anyone else, or at least I'm willing to bet she hasn't before today. The day seems to take on an even greater significance. What has it taken Emmy to get this far? Ah. And why is that the best I can manage of response?
Yeah.
I don't know what I should say.
Nothing, I think. Just promise that you're gonna come with me.
Of course, you know I will. Miss smiles wanly, looking a little relieved.
Good. In that case, you better get going.
Let's pulls up just a little after she finishes the sentence. Oh boy. Vague memories of my first trip out here come to mind as I step off the bus, but unfortunately they're too vague to be of any use. Are we going to go to Othello's? No, we aren't. I'll be the first to admit I don't quite recall how to get to Emmy's house, so I let her lead the way. She seems content to walk in silence, and I myself have no idea what I could possibly say, so the two of us arrive at her house, having said nothing since we got off the bus. Emmy's mother opens the door, and doesn't seem surprised to see me standing next to her daughter. I expect that Emmy would have phoned ahead to let her know of the change in plans.
Emmy, Hisao, you're just in time. Lunch is almost about ready. Great! I was afraid we might be running late.
As fast as you were going this morning, I doubt there was much a chance of that. As fast as you were going this morning? I doubt there was much chance of that.
I certainly hope she wasn't too much of a bother, Hisao. She tends to get a little paranoid about being on time when new food's involved.
I hadn't noticed. This sends me a swat on the arm from Emmy, who, despite the serious nature of our conversation on the bus, and the almost brooding, quiet walk, has quickly become cheerful again. Probably to keep her mother from worrying about whatever it is Emmy plans to tell me later. Mrs. Ibarozaki ushers us in, and in short order, we're around the table devouring lunch. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I got here, but for once, I seem to be eating almost as much as Emmy.
Goodness, it's a good thing I made so much. The two of you are acting like you hadn't eaten in days.
I skipped breakfast this morning.
Me too.
Had to catch the bus, I assume?
That, and I figured you'd make us too much food, so it wouldn't matter if I skipped breakfast.
Well, it's good to know I'm predictable. Emmy nods enthusiastically, and the conversation falls off again as we very nearly clear the table of anything edible. It's a testament to the sheer amount of food on offer that we don't finish everything. We gotta try to burn that off eventually. I lean back in my chair with a sigh and thank Mrs. Ibarozaki for the food.
I'm glad you liked it, Hisao. Now, has Emmy told you where we're going?
Yeah, sort of. Is it far from here?
Not really, but we'll drive there to save some time. It closes kind of early.
I nod in assent and stand up, ready to go. Well then, shall we? Mrs. Ibarozaki nods and leaves the room to carry keys. Emmy, I notice, has started to fidget nervously. Second thoughts? Emmy smiles tightly at me and shrugs. She's fallen silent again, which probably means that I'm right, and she's starting to regret bringing me along. Not that I blame her, she's done such a good job of shutting me out that I doubt it's easy to suddenly open up. Honestly, I'm worried that she's forcing it. But she said while waiting for the bus that I'm not supposed to give her a chance to back out, and since I promised to go with her anyway, I suppose there's not much of a choice. I can't go back on my promise, and she can't go back on hers. I just hope that both of us are up to it. We're off! Emmy's brother blows through the dining room, collects the two of us, and heads out the door at a brisk pace. Now I know where her daughter gets it from. No, you don't. That is definitely from her father. Already stated, it's from her father.